Hello everyone, my name is Avnish and I hope you all are doing good. And in this video, we are going to discuss about a decorator inside the LWC. First of all, we have to discuss what is a decorator. So decorator is nothing but the access modifier of any property which we have declared inside our JavaScript class, JavaScript file. Okay. So as let me know. Let me tell you one thing that this is my project and decorator demo, and inside the project I have this LWC component API demo, and inside it we have three classes. As we already know that for every LWC component we have three. These files are must. Okay, first the JavaScript, HTML, and JS. And inside my HTML file, I am going to use Lightning card, which is looking like this. And let me show you how it will look like this. Okay, this is a Lightning card. Okay, this is the Lightning card. Okay, I'm going to place this Lightning card similarly like here, and let me show you one thing that inside it we have two p element of HTML symbol element, and for the name text, we are referring to the my name attribute, my name property of the JavaScript file, and inside the record ID we are referring the record ID property inside our JavaScript file. As we already know that we can statically we can fetch the this property attribute value from the JavaScript by simply using it, because the attribute which we are declaring here is of the private access only. So it means that the you can use this property name without going to outside, without going to public, by simply just mentioning this name inside the HTML, because this property have only the private access. So it means that inside the whole document, inside the whole directory, if let's suppose there are multiple HTML file inside the same this API demo element. Okay, so these all HTML file can simply use this property name without any use of external like decorators or otherwise, because these are bind to each other. So it means that if this element inside this, if this is referring to this property, this text is inside this text, it is binding to this property. It is basically known as data binding. Okay, so it is binding to this property of this class. So it means that it can directly fetch the value, whatever be the value present inside it. Let me put a value, and value is that I cannot uh, I cannot use it. Use escape character. I cannot use I cannot use record ID. Record ID, yeah. Okay, so if I simply use it and go to there, so the whole string which we have mentioned here inside this property will automatically come to this element whenever we are displaying this element on any of the UI, wherever it will get placed. Okay, but this record ID will have no value, so it means that it is not going to place, or you can say it will not going to show any of the value of this. Okay, so this value is private. Let's suppose, so first of all we have to discuss that what are privates and what are publics. Okay, public property, or you can say attributes. So take a pen. Let's suppose this is my whole page. Okay, this is my whole lightning page. Okay, whole lightning page, and inside my whole lightning page I have placed different elements, LWC element. This is one element, this is second element, this is third element, this is fourth element. And these elements have no, let's suppose I'm creating a bare element, or you can say spare element, similarly like it, which is a basically a card. This element have only the relationship, the HTML which you have written inside it here, with only, or the JavaScript which you have written behind it, the client side JavaScript will basically have relation only to that record details, or only to that record data. So it means that the till we access the till we made, or you can say we till we modify the access level of the properties, or you can say attribute of the data which is present inside the XML, inside the JavaScript, or inside the HTML file. So how we can do that? We can do that by simply making the property, or you can say function, inside our JavaScript file a public. Oh, how we gonna do that? We do that by using the wire as well as the API. But inside in this video, we are going to discuss only about the @API decorator. So what it basically does, it basically does that suppose if I declared any inside my JavaScript file any of the property value with okay, and I have written it API, okay, before declaring it with this syntax, only this property can only be fetched inside the same HTML file, which files are related to that JavaScript file, not other than not the external files, or you can say not the Salesforce org data can be fetched by this property. But let me when I declared that property inside our JavaScript class with this syntax, though, so basically it will get eligible, or you can say it can do it can fetch the external behavior, or you can say external data from outside LWC component. If I want to fetch this component data to this component, so I'm going to create a property here inside this LWC component and make it a API. So by using this syntax, we generally making the properties of any of the value. We generally make the properties of class as public, so that it can be used, or that property can fetch the value from external. Till now, if we don't use any of the decorator, so it can be used only by the simple only by the JavaScript only, sorry, only by the HTML, which is linked with that JavaScript file. Okay, so how we can do that? First of all, let me show you one thing. Clear all the drawing and refresh this page. Okay, this is the same element which I have created inside my, I have already deployed it. Okay, so let's see whether after refreshing it will show what kind of data. Okay, sorry, maybe I forgot to deploy it again. Let me deploy it again, API demo, and deploy source to org. Okay, after getting a success message, no, till now we haven't got any success message. Yeah, it's got deployed. Okay, let me refresh it again. And as I refresh it, then the whole scenario will going to be changed. Okay, only the title and name will remain. Otherwise, the record ID which is it is showing it not going to be present at that place. Okay, so let's see. It is showing again. Maybe it takes time to deploy the code. But how much time I've declared already? 5. Let's switch to what time? 18:52. Just 1 minute ago. Okay, let me refresh it again. See what is going to. There may be a problem inside. No lightning record page. SLDS. I cannot use record ID here. Let me refresh it again and see whether it's gone or not. Showing again and again. What a problem. Let me debug it. Okay. Let me save this all files again. Deploy them again. Okay. deploy source to org. Sometimes I've seen that many times it shows the problem. Like similar, it takes some time. From the CLI, it's got deployed at the same instance. But in our Salesforce, now it takes time. There may be the configuration changes, anything else. I don't know why it is showing again. Let me change the account which I'm currently seeing. Let me open this Grand Hotels. Okay, so inside it, it is also showing what is the problem. Yeah, yeah, you can see it got refreshed, and inside it, you can see that it is showing me the same data which I am going to fetch there because uh, let's suppose there is a requirement that inside the after this text record ID, I want to fetch the record ID on whichever record page it will going to be placed. Okay, it will going to be shown. So I want that record ID inside the screen flow. We can simply, as we already know, and inside the screen flow we can simply do that by using a keyword which is known as record ID. So inside this there is also there is the same concept. This is the same concept which we are going to use here, but uh, this text must to be you will have to use this is the universal text. You have to use as it is as it is written here inside the flow as well as inside the uh, LWC components. Okay, but it is currently not fetching the record ID of the record on which it is going to be placed. So for that we have to change the access of this property. And how we can do that? We can do that by simply uh, placing a decorator here, which is the API. Okay, if I place this decorator here and let me deploy this by just mentioning this decorator, it can fetch the record ID automatically from the record page on which it is placed currently. Okay, so let me refresh it again. If it not going to, if it won't going to show us the, and let and I yeah, it is showing. Okay, it is showing, it got changed. I cannot, sorry, I forgot to change this. I can use record ID here. Okay, I have to change this, but it is showing the same record ID which is here. Okay, so let me show you another one. Let me show you this account record. So yeah, the account ID which is basically here, copy it. Okay, and after control F, search it. So okay, this is the same ID. Okay, so it means that it is automatically fetching the data from the outside the same from outside this LWC component. So it is the use of the API decorator at the rate API, by using which you can make your properties inside your JavaScript class so that they can access the value outside the same LWC component. So that currently it is accessing this record ID from outside this LWC component. Okay, it is getting record ID from the record on which it is placed currently. Okay, if I'm going to change the page again and again for different for all the different respective record pages, it is going to show me the record ID belong to that records respectively. Okay, so it is a use of API decorator, and in my next video I'm going to explain you the wire and there is wire decorator. Okay, and what is the use of that wire decorator and track decorator. Okay, so till now you're and meeting for all.